Look, man, we got the best hit songs of 2023 by Cicabeot. Cicabeot. Cicabe. Say Sika. I like that name, Sika. This is not how you say it at all. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry. Kika? Cicabeot. Oh my god, I'm butchering this so hard. How do I say the name? Whatever. Alright, just watch it.
Hey guys, my name is Cicabeot1. My favorite.
Wait, what is it?
Wait. Guys, my name is Cicabeot.
Cicabeot?
Hey guys, my name is Cicabeot1.
Cicabeot. I'm saying Sika.
By Post Malone.
Oh. Valid fucking pick. I would pick this too, honestly. Yeah, I would pick this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Wait. If I were making a list of the best hit songs, this would definitely be top 3. If we count Morning, if Morning is a hit to people, then that is my number 1, 100%. But this is like top 5, top 3.
Hype up my favorite songs of a given year, but for 2023, it feels appropriate that I just come out and tell you that it's this. He did it.
Also, thank you. You know what? No. I'm not even kidding either. This person, I remember, I don't even know if it's on their channel anymore, but they made Maroon 5 song hits ranked that video, and you have no idea how many times I've watched that video. I remember I was like maybe 11 or like 10 years old watching that video so many times, because you know what, I really like Maroon 5. I was interested in people talking about Maroon 5, even though like everyone would dog shit pile all over him. But Cicabeot. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad. Sika. Thank you. That video was amazing. Who was even. There's another person on that video too. But thank you for that video, bro. Like genuinely, like actually, thank you for that video. That's a great video. Okay. Oh yeah, I just want to get that out of the way. I'm just saying that. Goated video.
One of my best lists, finally. Of course, I'm saving my thoughts on this song for later in the video when they'd be the most impactful, but I'm bringing it up for 2023 for one reason and one reason only. This year just wasn't that exciting to me.
That's acceptable.
2022 was a year where my interest in closely following the charts slipped, and that only really got worse with 2023. Was it a bad year? I don't know, probably. Much of my year was spent getting re-addicted to Guitar Hero and Rock Band, plus the respective soundtracks, so I don't know if I'd be a good judge of that. There were interesting things on the charts, of course, multiple country #1s, even if some of them were for the wrong reasons. A few older songs came to make a bigger impact than ever before. American interest in Spanish language music expanded to regional Mexican in addition to reggaeton. A Barbie movie spawned some big hits, many of which were very different from each other. It's all neat on the surface, but then I remember how controversial certain big hits were, most of the country, whether those controversies were justified or not. I remember how slow new releases were to impact the charts. I remember how overused sampling has been for the past year or so, and that all does put a damper on this year. And I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a bit of a challenge to put together a satisfying best list for the year. There was still plenty I liked about this year for sure, but it doesn't feel quite as abundant for me as in recent years. But I'd rather it be this way than accentuating the negative. That I'd like to chuck to the side and move on with. And at the very least, I want to end the year on a high note, and then immediately
McDouble.
live it up. Rules for my eligibility for this list are as follows.
McDouble.
A song can be here if it charted on the Billboard Hot 100 for either 10 weeks with a peak in the top 40 or 20 weeks with any peak.
Weird Al requirements, okay.
Playlist with my pool of songs, keeping in mind that the eligibility period ends around
I'll take it.
November. Also, I did not miss a song that hit #1 in the summer. You're just delirious. And now that we've established everything, let's start this off by explaining why some of the biggest songs of the year are good, actually.
Don't edge me like this, okay? No. Oh, pause. Okay, hold on. Wait. Back up. Don't do this, okay? Is this implying what I think it's implying? Hold on 1 second. Alright, I made the thing a little bit bigger.
Yes, I know 2023 was the year it was really easy to get really sick of Morgan Wallen, releasing more and more music, generally of lesser quality, getting a slap on the wrist for his racist outburst 2 years ago, and I'll admit I was not a fan of a number of his songs that became hits this year.
One thing at a time?
Especially Cowgirls, Thinkin' About Me, Ain't That Some, and Stand By Me. The guy had some pretty bad hits in 2023, but Last Night wasn't one of them.
Finally, a true connoisseur of Last Night. Thank you. Thank you.
Up to some of his best hits. It's No Sand in My Boots, and its subject matter is similar to that of Wasted on You, but not as impactful. But of course, being the biggest hit from the album, and arguably the first country #1 in over a decade, it saw the majority of the backlash amongst his hits this year. Is it deserved?
No.
Maybe,
No.
I still like it.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. Finally, some Last Night praise. You know, we haven't had that. Have we had that before? Some Last Night praise. Actually, no. Sean Faye Wolfie, he gave Last Night a 3 out of 5. That is praise in my eyes, okay? Compared to everyone else dogging on this song, that is a W. And this is another W in my book. Thank you. Oh my goodness, bro. This song is too overhated, okay? I know the song is shit. It's trash, okay? But there's something in my head that, like, I mean, maybe because Tyler in the Shadow says it's a Maroon 5 song, and I 100% agree with that. The way, like, maybe that's why I like it so much, because I love Maroon 5. I mean, as you can see, like, I was like talking about it before, but, like, bro, I don't get... See, I don't know why I like this song. I mean, maybe she can fucking explain it better than me. I mean,
when he wants to, Wallen can still make his selfish pain actually connect. That hook is really catchy.
Yes, it is.
It is why it caught on as well as it did.
It's so catchy, bro.
Whoever wrote this part honestly struck gold because it gets stuck in my head a lot, and the way Morgan delivers it is still impactful, the sort of tortured pain I'm familiar with from him, even if it's pretty passive-aggressive, but I can deal with that. Wasted on You was also very passive-aggressive, and that's why I liked it so much. And you could say some of that goodwill carries over to this. Admittedly, the refusal to let go of a relationship that's clearly toxic for the both of them isn't as compelling as the clear, bitter breakup in Wasted on You, but it is still something. Mostly, kind of sad and pathetic, but the kind of sad and pathetic that...
That's what Morgan Wallen songs are, though.
Reverbed acoustic guitars and
like,
snap beats.
It's crazy how many fucking songs this guy is literally just sad and pathetic on.
Snap beats get a bad rap in country music, and probably rightly so, but if you're gonna use them, it might as well be for a depressing tune instead of some skirt-chasing Dustin Lynch song, right?
Right. Like this beat, like... It's just it's a vibe. I don't know what to tell you.
Wallen song this year that really made an impact, but the more I sit,
I also like Think About Me, but that song's even harder to defend.
It's sort of all-encompassing song for what he's all about, even if he's got better songs out there. And just so we can push this guy out of the way for the rest of the video, I just want to briefly touch on some of his other hits from this year that I did like.
Okay.
All You Should Know is a strong contender for the best song on the album for how triumphant it feels that Morgan can tell his mom that he's really made something of himself.
Right.
A Bar with Eric Church has the sort of warmth I feel a lot.
I think that actually is gonna become a hit because I saw that on the newest, not the newest, but like the other Billboard breakdown. That song is actually going to be pushed as a single. I haven't heard the song, so I gotta give it a listen. But interesting. Yeah, this song it might become an actual hit.
Still kind of heartwarming.
In 2024.
Everything I Love has a rustic country vibe.
What about One Thing at a Time? The song is so good.
And it's done excellently here. I'll talk about the rest of the country music I think belongs in this video later, but for now, there's another monster hit that's currently on my radar. We were good, we were gold, kind of drink. Flowers was one of the first huge hits of the year, which is just astounding to me because this is the sort of success Miley Cyrus arguably hasn't seen in exactly
I'm sorry, it's just so mid. It's just so mid.
Several years
I can't.
Decent-sized hit, and then bam,
it's just so mid.
Song of the winter to early spring, and it's another case where I wouldn't call this the best thing she's ever done. I did think
Used to Be Young is way better.
More compelling, but this still
Used to Be Unclear is just so fucking hard. It's actually crazy.
With what it interpolates. This is
I'm fine with the video.
From When I Was Your Man.
Video is awesome.
One of his most beautiful songs and a big hit.
Noah approved.
Coincidentally, another year Miley Cyrus has a string of huge hits, which is funny to
kill me.
Now, for the past couple years, overuse of obvious sampling has become a problem with many hits, but Flowers is a lot more interesting than how it takes from its inspiration. No direct sampling.
It's just mid and catchy, bro.
Direct interpolation. It's more adopting the general structure of the lyrics and flipping them on their head from a sorrowful ballad to an empowering post-breakup anthem. It's especially interesting that the lyrics are derived from the chorus of When I Was Your Man, but the vocal melodies are more based off of the verses. Our song on the radio, but it don't sound the same. Write my name in the sand. That bit of creativity and deviating from the original source is what really justifies this inspiration in the first place. It could almost be seen as the other side of the original song, playfully taking its ideas and still coming out as a respectful tribute, and I think the groove really helps with that. I really dig the light funk style going on with this, courtesy of Kid Harpoon, fresh off his work from Harry
Kid Harpoon?
The bass is really relaxed.
What type of name is that? Kid Harpoon.
And that's the sort of liberation I would want to feel getting out of a
took the most random words of all time, just put them together.
And finally starting to live for myself. The perfect
Christmas
winter vibe. This didn't lead to that much more success for Miley this year.
Used to Be Young didn't do bad.
Later
yeah.
On, making this more like a fluke than anything else.
Yeah, it is.
It was a good fluke. Well, that's far from the
not
older
fastest song to hit 1 billion streams fluke. Shouldn't have been that, but
in addition to the explosion in sampling these past couple years, 2023 saw quite a few older songs go viral on TikTok and cross back over to the charts proper. Not just Christmas songs,
sure thing.
Like real secular pop songs
Lady Gaga
just chucked to the side after 2 months. Actually, never mind, secular pop music can sometimes work like that too, but you know what I mean. And I thought this mini trend was mostly pretty cool.
It was awesome. It's awesome. It needs to keep happening, and I think it is going to keep happening. Yep. W pick. I got afraid. I saw Chris Summer and I got afraid a little bit.
actually been a decent-sized chart hit in the past. This was on the year end for 2011.
It was?
The very first year I made top 10 lists for. Wild coincidence because I wanted to redo the best list for that year for some time.
Wait, do it.
Because I'm embarrassed by those old videos, but also so I can rectify the mistake of not including this song on it, because it grew on me just a couple years after I made this video. Yep,
Damn.
I'm a hipster. I liked this song before it became a hit the second time.
Well, I knew who Miguel was before it.
I'm glad this
never
got
mind.
a second wind, because it's a sort of subtle, romantic tune that Miguel just excels at. Love his soulful delivery here through his list of you could be / I could be metaphors.
Is this his biggest hit? So, Skywalking, that wasn't that big. Adorn. Was Adorn big? Like this big? I think this is his biggest hit, right? I think it has to be.
Dude
right?
knows how to make a line as corny as "You'll be the cash and I'll be the rubber band" actually really sweet.
Whoa, why is she looking at me like that? Oh, chill
And
out.
of course, the way he
Damn.
comes through the chorus is also sublime. But what I've always found the most sensual and enveloping thing here are the pitch-shifted vocals towards the end of the chorus.
They are pretty great.
I am hearing them completely wrong. They sound like pickled big never got a shoot to me. And that gargle of
Okay, I'm sorry, that was so cringe. Oh my god. I'm sorry.
It is rhythmally satisfying.
God.
Unlocked this song for me
sorry.
all those years ago. Plus, especially the soft guitars and the popping percussion.
Oh my god.
This might as well be champagne bottles.
Oh, I'm dying. Oh, it's just so cringe. I almost died. Jesus fucking Christ.
Seeing this song get pulled up out of nowhere to become an even bigger
awesome.
hit than before was a magical experience, especially since it's been on my mind for a
Can we have a John Mayer comeback, guys? Come on, we can do it. John Mayer comeback. Let's go.
Anyway, TikTok, any chance you want to do this again with coffee in the future? I really like that song.
Nah, we're good.
What about the other old R&B
We're doing John Mayer, buddy.
randomly propped up this year? See You Again by Tyler, the Creator is easily the best hit song from the mid-2010s with that title. I'm sure it's very proud of that fact.
Another form of what you call it.
I listened to Flower Boy back in the day, but for some reason, this track didn't stand out to me at the time. I think the breakout hit from the album used to be Who Dat Boy, but this feels more correct to me now. The cornball love track that Tyler would find even more success with later on with Earthquake from Igor or What's Your Name from Call Me If You Get Lost. It's just the kind of song that seems...
Is this his biggest hit? She's asking the same question. How big was Earthquake actually? Because I know it debuted pretty high, right? Not debut. Well, it charted pretty high, didn't it? I think.
Seems to sell from
I don't know.
Tyler, the Creator, walked so that Steve Lacy could run, maybe? Yeah, a lot of the feelings I get from this one are similar to Bad Habit. Unabashed dorkiness and weird metaphors, plus the bright, cheery instrumentals, even if this is more pop rap than indie rock. The line, "Wonder if you look both ways for you cross my mind," is so sickeningly cute, and is one of the first things that comes to mind to me about this. You know, after the okay. I think my first impression of Tyler was that he was a bit of an edgelord, but songs like this have kind of softened my image of him in a good way.
Oh yeah,
He's one of the nerds. And of course he has a gorgeous voice like Caliuchis for the chorus, even though he's gay. I love
even though I was a fucking homosexual.
Operating on a similar seductive level as in Get You from around the same time, and even with her more recent solo hit.
Can we get another Caliuchis hit, guys? Come on, guys.
Who's pretty odd sounding throughout.
Moonlight should have been bigger. Wishy Roses should have been her biggest hit too.
It's a true nerd gets the girl story, and I am here for it. Like, isn't this romantic? If the radio was willing to play Sure Thing 12 years out of date, surely they also could have played this song 6 years out of date, right?
Right.
Tyler, the Creator, is long overdue for a year-end hit. But do you know
Right.
what did make the year-end?
This
Bloody
is what I said
Mary
earlier.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Now, technically this song fell short of my eligibility rules, peaking at 41 and running for 18 weeks, but screw it, it made the year-end and it was close enough. Plus, it's a nice parallel to my Silver Sun Pickups video where I also talked about a song called Bloody Mary Plug Plug Plug.
I don't care for it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care. I don't care for Bloody Mary.
Single, thanks to being featured in the Netflix show Wednesday. I am finding this out way too late in the editing process, but this song was never actually used in the show itself. It was only used in
It was a trend, yeah.
So I am really sorry.
Nobody really blames you. I mean, most people think it came from
that I just
the show. This is pretty common misconception.
Commence. I haven't seen it myself, so I can't comment. The idea of an Addams Family spinoff from 2022 being good messes with my brain quite a bit. Though I also think they used some sped-up version meant for TikTok.
Yeah, they did.
That's a trend from this year I didn't like so much. I swing back and forth between thinking TikTok is a force for good or absolutely insufferable. And right now it's
the middle. It's the middle.
Yeah, we're sticking with the original version for this video. Much less gimmicky, much more macabre and unsettling, kinda. Lady Gaga,
And that is the one they played on the radio.
Started out.
Do they play do they play sped up versions on the radio? Has anyone ever heard put on the radio and had that happen?
Career went on. So going back to this subtly creepy
It's a sped up version of like a song.
Nice, even if it's not quite as shocking as Bad Romance or Judas. But damn if it still doesn't got that gothic pop energy. The rough, staticky synths, the violins, the echoing opera singers on the bridge. It sounds really cool, and surprisingly distinct from a lot of Gaga's hits at the time. Anything that takes inspiration from gothic subcultures is bound to stand out.
Bro, this
and
cough drop
Gaga
is
sells it
actually
really
disgusting.
well with the kind of off-kilter delivery and dark yet satisfying chorus.
Oh, Jenna, stop looking at me like that. Like, she's
She's
always DMing me and texting me like she want me. Like, girl, come on.
That it hardly matters.
I already got
a good one, and something I don't think we
already
can get
got
from modern Lady Gaga.
Selena Gomez, buddy.
Songs that became
Chill out.
famous thanks to TV and movies. There's one phenomenon that I want to talk about for a little bit. That's right, I'm
Barbie.
the one and only
Barbie.
Alan. Hi, Barbie.
Oh, hi, Alan. There are no multiples of Alan. He's just Alan.
We stand a king.
This song is mid. Oh shit, this song is mid. Ooh.
Barbie becoming one of the biggest movies of the year was funny to me. I grew up thinking I was a boy, and therefore despising Barbie. Not for any of the allegations of sexism or holding women's rights back or whatever. I just didn't.
I used to take their clothes off.
Because edgy. But I did end up enjoying this movie when I got to it. It was funny, subversive, all that jazz. And most importantly to this video, it had some neat tunes, like Dance the Night by Dua Lipa.
It's alright. It's alright.
Now, considering
It's just
how
radio
underwhelming Dua Lipa's
poopy
output
poop.
has felt since late 2021, this was one of the most reassuring comebacks of the year, if this even counts as a comeback. This is energetic disco, just how we liked it from future nostalgia. Obviously, it's not really pushing any boundaries for Dua. It's the same kind of lyrics are just about dancing and partying, and that's all you need shtick from Levitating, and that is a-okay with me. And the fact that it's for a movie makes that pill easier to swallow. So, yeah, I'm not gonna make any bold claims like this is a pop comeback we've needed for some time now.
Yeah, I feel like this is. I feel like this is like a separate entity from Dua Lipa, kind of, like, because if this song wasn't a part of the Barbie soundtrack, I feel like it would have been hated more because this is just really more of the same sound that she's done before, and that's also why I don't really like it as much as I probably should, even though it is part of the Barbie soundtrack. It's not really something straying away from her actual sound.
I heard it. Best song ever, 11 out of 10.
No, best song ever. Best song ever.
One thing I noticed when I watched the Barbie movie was that pieces of this song kept showing up in the score, particularly the opening violin part. There must have been several times where it was used as a leitmotif, and I thought that was really cool, further entrenching it as part of the movie, not just as a song the cast dances to in the opening, but as the general mood the characters display. Aloof and fun-loving, simple-minded people who just want to have fun and see what they perceive as the positive impact they've had on the world. So while it's not explicitly about Barbie and technically didn't need to be made with this film in mind, it's clear that these two entities still belong together, and she made the most of it with the same sugary sounding beats and seductive vocals that have enticed me about her work before.
Wait, I did not see that in the video before. Why are they wearing disco balls? What?
Would be really sad.
Just afloat. Now I just float down.
The movie's climax is accented by Billie Eilish's "What Was I Made For?" And, well, it's Billie Eilish, so I'm already predisposed to liking it. But
that's my second girlfriend.
Dance the Night fit the Barbie movie really well. Oh boy. This is a song where technically you could.
This song is better than Dance the Night.
Out of the equation entirely, and it would still make sense. Billie's made many songs about social pressures and insecurities, and
when's the next album, by the way?
Helpless before, and that quality is what makes her.
We'll probably get a Billie album this year, right? Hopefully.
Dance pop tunes set the mood perfectly for this film.
No, we have to.
There's much more going on than that. Self-discovery, disillusionment, depression.
Oh.
So in the final moments of the film, where Barbie completes her journey, it only makes sense that it's Billie Eilish who gets to put her feelings to song, and it sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Phineas's sad pianos are still as effective as ever, especially with assistance from Andrew Wyatt and Mark Ronson to make them feel
Mark
more
Ronson.
polished than usual. And it's perfect for Billie to flex her light, airy vocals into something heartbreaking. It doesn't get much sadder than crooning something like, "I don't know how to feel, but someday I might."
Damn.
Inherently, the concept
Someday
of the
I
very weird,
might.
yet this song plays it completely straight, and it's compelling. Of course, it's
Yeah.
selective with how it portrays the life of a doll. Something that you paid for especially stands out as something that can be really destructive applied to different contexts. And with "I'm sad again, don't tell my boyfriend," it's not what he's made for. I mean, yeah, in the movie the Kens are lunkheads, but it also feels very real to the pressures of a relationship to keep your thoughts bottled up and never tell your partner anything.
Well, I will never have
It
that
is a
experience.
weird listen, and one that was even compelling to me before I saw the film. And by the time I did see it, it only enhanced it. I don't think I ever expected that one of the saddest songs of the year would come from the Barbie movie, but weirder things have happened. And finally, from this movie, there was
The best song.
by Nicki Minaj and
Nah, I'm
Ice
kidding.
Spice.
The Billie Eilish song
I
is
don't
the best
really
one.
like it that much.
Nah.
Moving on.
Damn. Alright. Let's start. Alright.
2023
fine.
was the American breakout year for regional Mexican music. Kind of an umbrella term used for music I'd expect to hear on the overhead speakers of a sit-down Mexican restaurant, typically with horns or some kind of Spanish-sounding strings. I feel like there's gotta be a better name for this genre, but this is what everyone else has been calling it, so
Yeah.
let's play along. This phenomenon was well outside of my comfort zone, in a similar way that reggaeton has been for a while, if I'm honest. I will say that I didn't think any specific song was got for this wave, except the Baby by Young Lucas and Peso Pluma, which is just a dreary reggaeton song anyway. But yeah, the rest was pretty nice. Though I don't know if I found that one song that really jumped out at me as being a stellar 5 out of 5 experience. But it would.
Yeah, I mean, see, yeah, it's really, it's an acquired taste. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them, and look, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but like, a lot of them just sound the same. Like, to me, a bunch of them, just same beat, same just shit, same voice. A lot of the time too, just same. So that's why I think Peso Pluma does it definitely probably the best out of like most of them, because he puts a little bit more variety, I would say, in his stuff. And he also does, his features with other artists too. So I mean, I don't know. Just a lot of it sounds the same. I also have that criticism with reggaeton, but with reggaeton, there's a lot of distinct voices with reggaeton, but like a lot of the new guys with the regional Mexican music, they don't really impress me at all. They don't impress me as much as the voices that were in like reggaeton.
Feel wrong if I omitted these kinds of songs from the list entirely, so I did find a couple songs that I think are deserving of appearing in this video. First up, Ella Baila Sola.
No, that's valid. Safe pick, but valid.
This one stuck out to me for being one of the most energetic in its class this year. Acoustic guitars and horns keep up a nice tempo, and it's easier here for me to overlook the lack of deep bass or traditional percussion, more so than in other songs in this field. I'll admit I do have trouble telling these songs apart or remembering them at times.
Because a lot of them sound the same.
But
yeah, that was literally what I just said.
But this also stands out to me for the dynamic between Pedro Tovar of Eslabon Armado and Peso Pluma.
They gotta chill with these videos, man.
Really, Pluma was on most of the regional Mexican hits this year.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't him, it was the band Grupo Frontera, or maybe even Fuerza Regida. And right now, it feels like Pluma's positioning himself as the Bad Bunny of this genre. Unconventional and weird delivery, but also omnipresent. While I don't have that much to say about him specifically, I do really love the way he comes barging into this song.
I'm still kind of iffy on his voice, but...
Whether I have the patience for him kind of fluctuates from song to song, but here I think he's just fine. I think it helps that Pedro is...
Some songs he sounds like absolute shit.
More smooth and romantic and...
Especially
skeevy,
that bizarre rap session, that was terrible. Oh my goodness.
Because in translating the lyrics, even though the basic premise of this song is them hitting on a girl, they seem pretty respectful throughout and even pretty humbled in the second verse. It's actually kind of nice. Though even if these two were perving over this girl, I'd probably still vibe with it. I also found myself liking Lady Gaga from Peso Pluma. I feel like it shares a lot of the same strengths as Ella Baila Sola. There's a level of elegance to both of these songs that I feel...
I still have yet to listen to this one in full.
...unlock this genre over time. Oh, and recruiting another big name might also help.
Right.
The other big Mexican hit this year that really stuck with me was Un Porciento, or Un X102, or Throat Wobbler Mangrove. Grupo Frontera tended to have more melodic tunes throughout the year, obviously being a full band rather than just one guy. Their other hits this year, Que Vuelves and Bebe Dame, were also pretty good, but Un Porciento was the best of them in my book. It's just so warm and passionate.
Yeah.
Maybe the most passionate in its class from this year. I mean, look at the guy in the congas. That's boy. Such a clean sounding mix, too. Definitely one of the fullest sounding regional Mexican songs of the year.
No, I actually agree.
Still feeling homegrown and heartfelt, so it was probably already one of the easiest of these songs to get into this year. And that's even before we get to the guest artist. Getting Bad Bunny on this song kind of feels like a cheat code for getting a hit. Of course, if you're aiming for some sort of crossover appeal, he's your guy. But he still works incredibly well with the song, so I can't complain. Of the big reggaeton stars right now, he is one of the most willing to experiment and branch out into other subgenres.
Didn't he just have an album? Wait, wait a minute. Did he just have an album? No, I'm going insane. Wait, he just had an album. Well, not super duper recently, but like pretty recent. Wait, hold on. Yeah, he just had an album. Nadie sabe. Yeah. Am I crazy, or this album really had no staying power? I mean, Yeah, it didn't. It did not have staying power. The only songs I remember from this is Where She Goes, I guess Monaco. I don't even remember how that goes. Man, I thought Drake was going to be on this album. But compared to Un Verano Sin Ti, like, that's not very good. I don't know where he's going to head next, really. I can't really see where Bad Bunny is heading next. Because that last album, I mean, it probably impacted, in its respective countries, but it didn't really do much in the U.S. as compared to Un Verano Sin Ti. Like,
Soulless deliver a nice, soothing, romantic sounding tune.
I mean, it did fucking crazy. Like, most of the songs were like over like 50 million streams. So I think all of them were over 50 million streams. But like, still, like, compared to the other one, like, I mean, I guess you can't really expect that amount of success like a second time, right?
Yeah, that depressing subject matter can't put a damper on how I feel about this. It's still comforting, but at least I took the time to check a translation instead of just making an ass of myself again. Speaking of making an ass of myself, let's talk about the rap this year. That'll be fun.
I got hoes.
Hip-hop took a bit of a backside in the mainstream this year. Kinda. Yeah, Drake's never gonna go away, but if you take a look at the biggest songs of the year, most of them are country and pop, and a little R&B for good measure, maybe. And staying true to my old, grumpy, old head self, not all of really impressed me. Lil Baby, he had to rely on a 6-year-old song to stay relevant this year. Lil Uzi Vert, yeah, this ain't the year where they click for me. Ice Spice, I've heard a lot of hype for her, but I'm not feeling it yet. Sorry. But what about Gunna? Well, believe it or not,
fuck you mean?
Gunna made my favorite rap hit this year.
Yeah. I mean, I personally like Search and Rescue more, but like as like a song, this is better than Search and Rescue.
I'll be honest, this song, which I am not going to name aloud, is not all that stylish.
What you mean?
From what Gunna typically does. He still slurs his voice a lot, the lyrics are still pretty
chill out.
hedonistic and materialistic.
We're on YouTube, buddy.
One-dimensional, but I don't remember that many other Gunna songs being this catchy.
No. Drip Too Hard, bro. That song was actually catchy. So, come on, you gotta admit it. That song was actually catchy. Drip or Drown. Mop. No, Mop wasn't that big though. That wasn't really a hit.
That suit his style of rapping more. Dark and gritty with a great body, like a goth girlfriend. Most of it's a creepy piano melody combined with some ghostly sounding flutes. They sound just right against the bass and trap skitters, and they support Gunna's rapping perfectly.
I hope you play your position. I don't want nobody listening.
Yeah.
I see the whole precision.
He sounds focused and cool.
You fucking me.
Debaucherous lyrics more believably now more than ever. Oh, and of course you
Fuck
have the
you mean.
vocals shouting the song's title. They sound awesome. Though apparently in the censored version they just say "you mean," which is kinda lame.
That is lame.
At least make it what you mean so the hook still flows. It could have been the greatest clean version of a rap song since Stop Snitching by YG. Look it up. Really, I remember a bunch of the other songs on Gunna's latest album being pretty good too.
Yeah, they actually weren't bad.
This wasn't a fluke either. The guy really stepped it up this year, and it's just what he needed considering his arrest and stitching allegations from the previous year.
It's so fucking funny too, because a lot of the rappers who are low key hating, they had a fucking terrible year this year. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. And Gunna, like, having like all like the cut ties and shit, it's great to see him have a hit like that.
Couple of years. And sticking in that same general camp for just a bit longer, I want to highlight Too Many Nights by Metro Boomin, Don Toliver, and Future, a song which did way more for me than the other big hits from the same album. every time I forgot about this song and came back to it, I just got so enamored with the drugged out, hazy beat with those beeping sounds. This is everything cloud rap should be and more. I love this. One of Metro's best beats ever too, I'm calling it. And Don Toliver's a damn menace over here, with some heavily auto-tuned hedonism that ran circles over Travis Scott's output all year. You can keep your
Damn, that's a hot take.
And your eye nose and your
Ooh.
feet.
Ooh.
All of it. Don Toliver.
Wait a second now. Wait, hold on. Stop it right there.
Over Travis Scott's output all year. You can keep your meltdowns and your eye nose and your fiends trash.
That is a hot fucking take. Oh my goodness. Bro, wait, wait. Oh my goodness, wait. What? That's a crazy take. Oh my goodness, wait.
All of it. Don Toliver should be where it's at right now.
I mean, okay, but that is a crazy
take.
take.
Scratchy in a few places here, but he's still pretty compelling in this. It's the perfect kind of song to drive at night to, whether you're driving to go to a strip club or not, I assume.
I can't go to those places.
And yeah, there's a brief Future verse here. He's not my thing, etc., etc. I've had this rant before. But he fits fine here, I guess, as do his ad-libs throughout the song. I don't prefer it to what Don Toliver does here, but at least it's short. So that's a little bit of what the men were up to this year, so let's check in on the women. Or at least a couple of them. Rip me out the plastic, I've been acting brand new. Bitches acting like they running shit they really ran through. So Lotto took some time away from making sample-heavy, disposable pop rap and came out with a real fireball of a song in the vein of Bitch from the South. And it became a hit thanks to a remix with Cardi B. Awesome, the Glorilla treatment. Really, it is refreshing to hear her on something like this again.
It's alright. It's alright.
Bars about how much of a bad bitch she is, and with an intimidating piano-heavy beat that makes these kinds of songs fun as hell. One of my favorite moments is the use of the "What's Hannanin" interpolation from D4L's Laffy Taffy. There's also the way Lotto says "pregnant" about midway through her verse. I don't know why I find that so funny, and I like that when Cardi comes in, she has a couple moments that mirror parts of Lotto's verse. They both, of course, have the moment about halfway where the music stops and they bring it back with a "let me pop it off." Let me pop off. But also the intros have the same "I've been acting brand new" punchline with different setups. Rip me out the plastic, I've been acting brand new. Put a ribbon on me, I've been acting brand new. This is a nice little way to throw some respect on her co-star. Like, yeah, she's doing this remix because she's been in the game longer and she knows it'll get some attention for this song that's not by a nobody, but hasn't really been able to cement herself as an A-lister.
Yeah.
But this is a good way to make sure she doesn't completely overshadow the original artist. Although, I still do have a bit of a bias towards Cardi's verse, of course. I especially really like that melatonin line. Get these hoes some melatonin, put their ass to bed. Lotto may have kind of sold out in order to truly break into the mainstream, but she can still spit when she wants to. I'm glad she made this and that it was a hit, and I'm hoping to hear more like it from her in the future. But if hip-hop wasn't quite as prominent this year, then what was everybody listening to? You already know the answer to that. It's country music. I'll take you dancing in a country, I already hinted at this.
It's
earlier
all
with
just
Morgan
so
Wallen,
mid, bro. It's
but
actually
this was
crazy.
yet
It's
another
actually
year
so,
for
so
country
mid.
music. Yeah, a good chunk of it was Wallen, Boo and Hiss All You Want, but it thankfully wasn't just him. And even
Are you
though this
missing
genre
my
was
street?
home to some of the
Every
biggest
time you close
music
your eyes, tell
controversies
me
of the
who
year,
you
I
see.
still think there's a lot to like about it as a whole. I mean, there's nearly 30 songs of it on the year end. If you tell me it's all crap, I will absolutely call your bluff.
Most of
I
it's
think
mid.
It's only appropriate that we kick off this section with my golden boy, Luke Combs. Get in here, you big guy.
Alright. I mean, yeah, this song is pretty good.
Luke Combs.
You make a
biggest hit of
deal.
the year and
Cover,
probably
actually.
overall
Nah,
at
it's
this
not even a
point
song,
was
it's a cover.
of Tracy Chapman's Fast Car, which at first sounds insane, but then I remember that this isn't even the first cover of Fast Car to chart on the Hot 100 since I've been following it, and it feels even more insane. But I do have to give credit where it's due. This is an absolutely gorgeous rendition of this song, and something that's even made me appreciate the original composition even more. Like, I've known this song pretty much all my life, but never really thought about it that
All my
much.
life.
Never really noticed the narrative
All
of two people
my
trying to find a better
life.
life
All
for
my love
themselves
is
and get
trying
out
to
of the
keep me
hellhole they're
down.
in. When you're at the age I was at when I heard this song, you don't typically pay attention.
I wasn't
to
alive
lyrics
when
that
this song
much.
came
But
out.
With that in mind, this is a very pleasant, effective folk rock song, hitting hard thanks to Chapman's weary delivery. And Luke absolutely aces that in his
Yeah, he does. Man's got a problem. But that's the way it is,
He
eh?
puts all his passion into his performance, not changing
That's
too
what-
much.
that's
but
what makes it
still
so
being
great.
Able to make it his own.
Yeah.
He's got a natural warmth and charisma to his voice that make this song an excellent match for him. And really, the song itself lends pretty well to a country rendition anyway. And dare I say it, but I think the way Luke kicks off the pre-chorus is even better than the original. Just a bit more punch to turn it into a
Last
big
day at
sing-along
Force.
moment. But that's not to disrespect the original. It's still a classic. And
Right.
Luke didn't take it on because he thought he could do it better. He did it because he
He
respected
did it out of love.
the
Yeah, yeah, out of
in
respect.
fact, that's why he left the Checkout Girl line alone. And even with all the hits this guy has been racking up in the past few
Checkout Girl.
years, it's kind of insane that this cover of all things was nearly a #1 hit.
Yeah, that is
While
crazy.
other country songs were the only things keeping it from getting there. And I'm glad this has exposed
This
this
is so
song
sad.
to a new generation of sorts. It deserves to be cherished. Of course, Luke's own material was just as good, if not better, this year.
If your kids turn me to stone.
Luke's original hits from
If your
this year
kids
were
turn
Running
me
Anyway
to stone?
and Going, Going, Gone.
What?
And
What's this guy
both
talking
of
about?
them are excellent. Really, I think my only regret with Luke Combs this year was that Five Leaf Clover wasn't also a hit, but I guess you gotta stop somewhere. Love You Anyway is the typical sweet, kind of schmaltzy country hit where Luke croons about his passions for this girl, with the added context that even if he knew the relationship wasn't going to work out in the end, he'd still go through with it, because his
Right.
feelings are so strong that he wouldn't be able to walk away.
The reason this heart breaks. Oh, I love you anyway.
Man,
Aww.
I keep getting away with this. The violins alone are enough to melt my heart. And the first half of the chorus where he compares his love to a compass hits so damn hard.
Like a compass needle needing its true north.
Boyfriend Country may get a bad rap, but if you could even consider this Boyfriend Country, Luke Combs just might be the best at it. Well, with Forever
Oh, I got
After
school
All,
tomorrow.
now
Oh.
this. But I guess it seems fitting that he'd get another hit with essentially the opposite concept in
Just
Going,
realized I have
Going,
school
Gone,
tomorrow. This is
where
actually
Luke
the
comes
worst
to
day
terms
of my
with the
life.
fact that his relationship is over, almost like it was inevitable.
Like a runaway southbound train. Like an Arizona desert rain.
This was probably my favorite Luke Combs hit of the year, if only for the chorus. On the surface, this is your typical country writing scheme of listing off certain country elements,
Yeah.
trains, baseball, whiskey, etc., etc. But
But he makes it
something
sound
different
good.
about it here.
Yeah.
The similes are used to emphasize sadness, even if some of them are neutral or even positive things when applied on their own.
Like lightning in the sky. Like fireworks in July.
It makes this song feel mature in the way Luke's taking this separation. I don't want to be the one tying you down if you have to go. It's what you were meant to do. And
Right.
of course, beautiful sound and performance from Luke as always. At this point, I really need to check out the double album Growing Up and Getting Old, because nearly everything I've heard from those albums has been stellar. It's almost not fair. Yeah, I think I need to start giving credit to some other country singers so that I don't sound too biased, so... How does Parker McCullum sound?
Who?
This guy had a minor hit in 2022 that I considered bringing up for that best list, To Be Loved by You. A somewhat pathetic song that's strengthened by its desperation and killer melodies. But Handle on You was the song that really kicked the door down. A good old-fashioned drunk breakup song. This one's a bit less whiny than his last hit, and I think that's for the better. Parker still feels like he's fighting back tears, but he's clearly doing a better job this time. He's done with the desperate act and has kinda resigned to his fate now. It's a more defeated sound, showing a man who's trying to move on the only way he knows how. Getting the bottle. Or I guess mug, since those actually have handles. I get it, it's a double meaning! Logically, this feels like it should be a weak comparison, but in context, it does work pretty well. But if you ask me, the most impactful line comes from the second verse. That's both kind of funny and kind of sad. The sort of circular logic that you know is gonna cause more problems for him than it fixes. But it's a pity party anyway. The type of song you hear to feel bad about yourself, complete with gentle guitars and drums. Especially those slide guitar melodies. Now those are adorable. This is a simple song on the surface, but it had the charm and humor to keep me coming back again and again. When a drinking song can do that to someone who doesn't drink, that's probably a good sign. But I think we should kick things up a notch for the next couple entries.
Bet.
Hit it, Billy!
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
A running gag I used to have on my channel is with my year-end rankings, I would preface a Kane Brown song I didn't have that strong an opinion on with, you know what? I don't like Kane Brown, etc. But for the past few years, I have
You know
been
what?
finding
I don't like
myself
Kane Brown.
enjoying more of his songs, like Famous Friends or Like I Love Country Music. And this year, he surprised me.
Honestly, bro, he's low-key ignorable. Hella ignorable. I forget he exists so easily. It's actually insane. I mean, like, I only remember, like, if he exists, like, when I'm thinking of, like, black country artists. Like, he's just a black country artist.
Song. To put into perspective how insane this is the same album cycle where Kane also released a schmaltzy love duet with his wife as his biggest hit of the year, so picking this as the follow-up single had to have made negative sense to his label. But that gambit did pay off to some extent, because this was a bit of a success, and it's an awesome song to boot.
Like, I hear of Kane Brown, but, like, I just forget about him so quickly. He's just so ignorable. Honestly.
This might be one of the most self-indulgent things Brown has done, planning his own funeral and burial spot well before he even plans to die at all. Almost like If I Die Young, if it was written by a dad obsessed with 90s rock instead of a teenage girl. Yes, I know that Kimberly Perry was 27 years old when she wrote that song. It's just a joke. Plus, that auto-tune and crunchy, staticky production quality hits me where it hurts. You could argue it's overproduced, but for this song, I think it was the right decision, because it's one long, badass boast that demands a lot of firepower to really sell. In Kane Brown's own words, "That's funky right there." Plus, he delivers with the chorus.
That's funky right there.
But 2 guitar solos.
Bro, I have to set my alarms for tomorrow. This is, like, bro, This isn't even about the video. I'm actually so sad. Like, I have school tomorrow, bro. After 2 weeks of doing nothing, I have school. Like, can you believe this? Bro, I can't do this, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it. Alright, guys. Ready? Wait. Wait, no, we're not doing that. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Let's do 4. 4. Wait, no. Wait. 4. No, wait. Hold on, guys. We're having some technical difficulties. Wait. Oh, I just want to sit here and watch anime. Why can't I do it? Alright, there we go. Next one. Alright, no, fuck you. I'm just gonna do it. Wait, hold on. Wait. Let's do 4:30. How close I am to the camera. I'm so ugly. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just so sorry. I should just kill myself at this point. You know, if I killed myself, I wouldn't have to go to school. Alright. Oh. It's just so sad. Like, thinking of going to school is just the saddest thing on earth. I'm not even kidding.
And then the outro plays one that's much groovier and more satisfying. This is the kind of thing I never considered Kane Brown might have in him, but he had it. It's the kind of country rock that reminds me a lot of Jason Aldean's Lights Come On, but even
We don't talk about him.
without the guilt of listening to Jason Aldean. It's so good that it kind of makes me want to apologize to him for being so cold on his music in the past. We may not always see eye to eye, but right now, I think you're hitting the right beats. For the most part.
Bet.
Hey, he wasn't the only one who had a country rock song become a hit this year.
Yeah, Chris Stapleton. Everybody's GOAT.
This was one of my most listened to country songs this year. Chris Stapleton's been operating at such a high level of quality ever since I heard of him, but this year it felt like he was playing to me specifically with White Horse. And unlike with Kane Brown, him releasing a rock song like this didn't surprise me all that much. And not just because he previously made Blow with Ed Sheeran and Bruno Mars. By the way, that song is still great. I don't make the rules.
What? We have a song of Bruno Mars and Ed Sheeran since when?
His bluesy voice already makes him a good fit to be singing in this bombastic style, and in his typical Chris Stapleton way, he's pretty mature about it. It's bombastic, but it doesn't feel self-indulgent at all.
Oh my god.
It's a story that's...
I have to finish my AP World History. Oh my goodness. I have 20 questions left, 6 prompts to answer, and I have like 5 other. Oh, and it's due on Tuesday. Oh, GG's. My life's over, guys. Fuck. Oh.
all too familiar
This is just
with
so
him,
sad. Like,
recognizing he's not
oh my god, guys! If you go to school, like this video. Please, guys, you know what? People who are watching this video, please share my content. Please, okay, get me millions of views so I don't have to go to school anymore. Please, oh my god, please. Give me billions and billions, make me famous, please. So I don't have to go to school tomorrow. Please, I'm begging. I'm begging. I don't want to go to school. Oh my god.
Everything Chris does in this song feels majestic. I love the various build-ups and payoffs.
I should shut up about school. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. I need to shut up about school.
Drums that eventually reach their climax, only to lighten things up with a solemn opening verse. I love when a song can successfully reset expectations like that, and when it gets up to the chorus, that explosion feels like the most liberating thing imaginable. Plus, you gotta love the guitar solos he busts out. Not as flashy as Bury Me in Georgia's, but suitably rugged and adventurous. With how much it feels like Stapleton's really influenced the current mainstream country landscape, this probably should have done better. Right now, it's unclear if this will make the 2024 year end, but as always...
This will actually, I saw the predictions coming up, final predictions for this week. This is going to be in the top 20, which is crazy to me.
I'll be rooting
Or like,
for him.
I think top 25. At least top 25.
That I considered shouting out in this video: Tennessee Orange, Heart Like a Truck, Wild as Herb, Memory Lane, but I think I'll end this section off by talking about my favorite country.
Zach Bryan, we got it,
I
yeah.
remember everything.
Yeah. Oh, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it.
If
I
I were
can't
to
take it.
properly rank a top
Okay, you know
five
what?
for this
You know what I'm
video-
gonna do right now? Okay, hold on, wait. Alright, guys, welcome to my reaction review. Zach Bryan, I remember everything. Let's go. Bro, no. You guys have no idea how insane I'm getting because every single list I have to hear of this fucking song, and I never heard it in my life. I've heard it, obviously. I haven't heard the entire full thing. So let's actually listen to the song. Genuinely listen to the song. Go.
Rod girl and whiskey's gonna ease my mind. Beach towel dress on the drying line. Do I remind you of your daddy and his 88 Ford? Labrador hanging out the passenger door. The sand from your hair is blowing in my eyes. Blame it on the beach, grown men don't cry. Do you remember that beat down basement couch? I'd sing you my love songs and you'd tell me about how your mama ran off and pawned her ring. I remember everything. A cold shoulder, a closing time. You were begging me to stay till the sun rose. Strange words come on out of a grown man's mouth when his mind's broke. Pictures in passing time. You only smile like that when you're drinking. I wish I didn't, but I do. Remember every moment on the nights with you.
You're drinking everything to ease your mind.
Okay.
But when the hell
Interesting.
are you gonna ease mine?
Okay.
You're like concrete feet in the summer heat. It burns like hell when two souls meet. No, you'll never be the man that you always swore. But I remember you singing in that 88 Ford. A cold shoulder, a closing time. You were begging me to stay till the sun rose. Strange words come on out of a grown man's mouth when his mind's broke. Pictures in passing time. You only smile like that when you're drinking. I wish I didn't, but I do.
I like her voice.
Every moment on the nights with you.
Alright, no copyright. Oh, I mean, I just played fucking 2 minutes 40. Oh, shit, this actually might get copyright. I'm gonna have to take this out. It's not bad, but, like, I don't get it. Ugh. Anyway.
Cold shoulder, closing time. You were begging me to stay till the sun rose. Strange words come on out of a grown man's mouth when his mind's broke. Pictures in passing time. You only smile like that when you're drinking. I wish I didn't, but I do. Remember every moment on the nights with you.
Is that it? Like,
Raw dirt whiskey's gonna ease my mind. Beach towel dress on the drying line. Do I remind you of your daddy in my '88 Ford? Labrador hanging out the passenger door.
Labrador hanging out the passenger door. Is that it? What? That's it? What? That's it? Oh my God. Now I finally have listened to the song in full. Finally. And I still don't get it. This is so sad. Alright, back to the fucking video, bro. Alright, we're back.
This section off by talking about my favorite country hit.
I don't get it.
I remember everything.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. What is it about this song? I want to get it so bad, man.
10 for this year, this song would sit at number 2. It's already shocked to me that Zach Bryan was able to become such a sensation with this down-tempo, slow burn style of country in 2022, but to up the ante and achieve album bomb as well as a #1 hit just 1 year later, this is no longer a glitch in the Matrix. This is the Matrix's coding being rewritten.
Cold shoulder, closing time. You begging me to stay till the sun rose.
Something in the Orange made me feel nostalgic and regretful, while I Remember Everything is one of the biggest gut punches of the year. Or to use the song's terminology, like you've drank some rot gut.
Raw dirt whiskey's gonna ease my mind.
For as much as alcohol gets glorified in country songs, here I think it's clear that it's done more harm than good in his relationship.
Right.
As much as Zach's insisting otherwise in the opening. He remembers good times, but also painful ones exacerbated by their drinking, causing him to act and talk strangely and making the end
that's
of the
what drinking does.
bittersweet, but
Ooh.
probably for the best. What's especially striking is the way Zach slows down at the end of his verse, while singing in the title line.
I remember everything.
A small moment of drunkenness that's really effective and believable. But of course, it's Casey Musgraves who truly turns this into something special.
Drinking everything to ease your mind.
Every word of Casey's short verse is like a knife to the heart. She's confrontational while singing about as sweetly as she possibly can. Makes you want to say to Zach, how dare you treat this poor woman this way?
You're like concrete feet in the summer heat.
I have heard for years how excellent Casey Musgraves is, and she absolutely lives up to that potential in this song, contrasting with Zach's defeated-sounding musings while still clearly under the influence in some ways, and the instrumentals of gentle guitars and fluttering violins match her the best, sounding as melancholy as they can.
Cold shoulder, closing time. You begging me to stay till the sun rose.
Look, okay, see, I don't get it, but I do get the vibe of the song. I get what it's going for, I feel like. I can see what it's trying to do, but it just does nothing for
Wall
me.
of sadness,
I don't get it.
Especially with the line, "You only smile like
I don't get
you're
it.
drinking."
I don't get it.
That's just all kinds of heartbreaking.
Pictures and passing time. You only smile like that when you're drinking.
You could also consider Dawn's and Hey Driver from Zach Bryan as honorable mentions for this video. They're both great in their own ways. But I Remember Everything is the song that made me appreciate that an artist like Zach Bryan is getting the attention he is. And he deserves it. So it's come to this, the final section of the video. This is a bit of a grab bag of songs that I didn't really feel fit anywhere else in the video.
Alright.
Some of it is pop, some of it isn't, but all of it was really important to me this year.
Oh, I love it and I hate it at the
We'll start off
same
with the
time.
controversial one.
Ooh, and I... Wait, I'm actually the GOAT at guessing songs. Like,
I have not met a single
bro,
other.
she literally played like 1 millisecond and I actually guessed it. Like, Bro, I'm actually the GOAT at guessing songs. It's actually crazy.
Person who likes this song, I don't think. And yet, I truly believe this is one of the best songs of the year. No tricks, no laughs. I think this song is wonderful. And I promise this isn't bias. I've never heard of David Kushner before. I guess this sort of dramatic, gothic pop just happens to resonate with me under the right circumstances. For one, I really like David Kushner's low delivery.
Darkness in the distance.
Is that is in the distance?
It's a bit craggly, and you can tell it's just outside of his comfort zone, but that's what makes it feel powerful. Like a preacher giving a sermon about how you're going to hell if you don't repent, even if it's more like David playing the role of the sinner.
Telling myself it's the last time. Can you spare any mercy that you might find?
Really, there's a lot of religious undertones in the lyrics in the music video, and honestly, I couldn't care less what any of it means or symbolizes. I just think this atmosphere is excellent. The echoing pianos that steadily get more aggressive.
I don't really care for the song, but the atmosphere is done pretty great. I can agree. The atmosphere is done pretty great.
Out the chorus.
Like it does pretty great in what it's going for, I'm pretty
It is
sure.
a little jarring at first, but it doesn't take long for the sound to meld with me and feel cathartic. In fact, his voice in these moments kind of reminds me of Dan Reynolds, and for me at least, that's how
Dan
But
Reynolds?
then the second chorus is sung at David's
Bad
voice,
liar!
building anticipation for the chorus to explode with
I love
absolute
Imagine Dragons.
fury. Now this is true agony. Might as well be the fires of hell enveloping this band for all eternity.
That's like Metro
Kinda
Boomin.
overproduced, but honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. Basically, what I'm saying is, you don't see the vision.
From the daylight.
Damn, what up?
From the daylight.
What?
I've had to hear people
What vision
moan
don't
the
I see?
fact that this got big when Hozier released an album this year and only got to chart for a couple weeks, but I don't agree with the comparisons with Hozier whatsoever. I did like Eat Your Young a lot, but Hozier's more bluesy and rock focused, while at least for this one song, David Kushner's point is the slow, dramatic progression and chilling moments of clarity. They're different beasts entirely to me. As for Hozier's signature song,
Whoa,
Take Me to Church,
gay
while it
jump
is
scare.
dramatic like Daylight, I think it's also
Ooh.
terrible and cringy with rhythms and phrases that feel too forced for their own good. Daylight feels a lot more natural to
And
me.
at the same
It's serious the
time-
whole way
It is pretty
through,
catchy,
and
too.
It earns the right to be. It's
But it's still pretty
I
mid.
feel attached to, I'll admit, but with its visions of grandeur, it won me over in a big way. But next, I think we should talk about a song that nearly all of us can agree is great.
Matt, yep, great song.
If ever there was a year for a hit about a sloppy, post-breakup hookup attempt at a seedy bar, it was this year. And we got just about the best version of that we could have. An energetic electro-pop song that was unlike anything else that became a hit this year. This is the kind of club banger I can get into. The kind that leans into the debauchery the scene can embody, both in lyrics and tone. And Ray portrays herself as the kind of party
Oh my
girl
God.
looking to take
What?
her mind off some pretty
Never
devastating
mind.
events
Oh
of
my
the night
goodness.
before. She sells it really well, especially with that thick British accent of hers. Plus, I admire that she's able to make this feel like a
I'm stuck
story.
that I don't wanna
without it feeling
feel.
forced, giving story-like details to give context to what she's doing there instead of just describing a feeling. Makes it more personal and impacting than club songs tend to be. Not all, but some of them. Also, the line, "Back to my ways like 2019, makes me remember that 2019 was nearly half a decade ago, and that gives me a bit of an existential crisis. But even though the story is kind of miserable and hedonistic, the song is still fun as hell. It's loud, it sounds futuristic, and especially toward the end, it gets trippy as hell.
Feel last night.
From what I understand, this part of the song is more dominated by 070's Shake than it is by Ray. For a while, I thought this was just Ray with a bunch of auto.
Oh, really?
And that Shake was the producer of the song. I mean, they all
okay.
sound similar to me, so I don't know.
Really? I mean, I guess I could
think
see that.
Both sections of the song are exciting for different reasons. The thrill of the club versus reality setting in and succumbing to the effects of drugs and alcohol.
Actually, I knew 070 Shake before. You know, everything. You know, I was a on my block, proud fan, on my block fan. After season 3, just don't. And that other show, yeah, don't do not watch that. Is there On My Block season 4? Or am I crazy? Or is it? I think season 3 was the mid one. Was season 3 the mid one? The last season, whatever the last season, that was the mid one. I couldn't get through. Was it? I'm going crazy. Hold on. How many seasons of On My Block? Hold on. Wait. Okay, there's 4. I didn't watch the 4th one. I watched the 3rd one. It was a little mid, but the 4th one I couldn't get through. I'm sorry. Season 1 and 2, those were actual like masterpieces. And then obviously 070 Shake, Glitter, that song. I used to bump that song. Bro, that song went absolutely crazy. Listen to Glitter by 070 Shake. That song is actually fire. I knew her for that song. For On My Block.
It did take me a bit to come around to the outro here. It does feel a bit disconnected from the rest of the song, and sounded a bit weird to boot, but it's since clicked with me and made for one of the most compelling songs of the year. Anyway, let's keep up with the theme of bratty, unhinged attitude by checking in on Olivia Rodrigo.
Bet.
So Olivia Rodrigo dropped her sophomore album this year, and yeah, it was fine. I didn't end up giving it the same amount of time as the first, but there was still some good stuff.
Yeah, it was alright.
After Driver's License in a lot of ways, though I did end up enjoying this one due to having a much stronger hook, even with the goofy punchline. And Bad Idea Right is of course taking more after Good For You or Brutal, but with one key difference. Sex! Yeah,
whoa, Olivia! How inappropriate.
Release, which I think was an understandable move. With Sour, she made most of it when she was still 17. But for Guts, she's an adult and is more free to dip her toes in.
I mean, is she? Isn't she still 19? Barely an adult.
It's funny, because a lot of her songs are about breakups and the situations that happen as a result of those breakups, and that's still true for this song, but here it leads to a sloppy, ill-advised reconnection with her ex, and it's all but directly stated that they end up It's like the even edgier, more adult version of Brutal. No more high school drama, we've moved on to early 20s college antics. Also, gotta love the chorus, using its repeated mantra to constantly build to something big, only to strip away the music and end it with a simple
"Okay, this fun." Yes, I know that he's my ex, but can't two people reconnect?
Especially at the end, where out of nowhere you get this Jack White sounding guitar solo. Be honest, this wouldn't feel out of place in a White Stripes song, and it's awesome. Vampire's Magic did kinda run out on me with repeated plays. Aside from this video Olivia posted of her various attempts to make a clean version of the chorus. But Bad Idea Right is still as fresh with me as it was months
What was
ago.
that?
If anyone was gonna keep rock alive on the charts, I'm glad it's Olivia. And on that note, I want to switch gears and talk about a folk song. Because what is folk other than rock with more acoustic presence, right?
I'll take it. Bro, I got scared. Wait, I thought it was gonna be Richmond North over. Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
Success for more traditional country.
Also, I said this last time. I said this on Shafe Wolfie's video. Can we please not get a Post Malone country album? Please, another Hollywood's Bleeding. Please, Post Malone. Please, I beg in glorious King Post Malone. Please, we need another Hollywood's Bleeding. Please, bro. I'll even take another 12 inch. I forgot what it was called. I'll even take another one of that.
I think he
I'm
had
down
just
bad,
the
bro.
right time here, and I
Even Austin was good. Austin, no. I'll take another Austin, honestly. I mean, there wouldn't be any growth there. So let's.
enough of his breakthrough.
Can we get some more? God. I mean, obviously, Post Malone could do whatever he fucking wants. It's Post Malone, right? But I don't know about that country. I mean,
Drunk.
we're just gonna have to see how it goes, I guess.
That feels right up my alley, just with a little more hustling banjo than usual.
In the name of
Gotta love a
someone
good
I
song
no
about
longer know.
self-destructive tendencies, especially the kind that leads you to getting arrested over and over again during a drunken bender, only to find your one phone call going to waste when the one you're trying to reconnect with is sick of your shit and doesn't even pick up.
Rang, even the cops that you're wrong for hanging up.
I think we've all been there, and hearing about that sort of pain and
Thought I was
heartbreak is really cathartic and makes for one of the absolute
I'm dying.
most fun choruses to sing
Guys.
along to this year.
If I get you sick through the screen, then
This is the
Not
sort
my
of
fault.
concept that makes perfect sense to turn into a folk song. Not just for the banjos, but for the camaraderie. I picture Noah singing this along with his inmates to recount his woes, and bonding over acoustic guitars and banjos is exactly how I picture inmates bonding. Especially if one of your inmates is Post Malone.
gonna stop it. Into a mosh
I
pit.
once saw Noah Khan get called Folk Malone on Twitter, and that's obviously something he takes to heart, because this collaboration for the remix makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, Posty's gonna be a bit more focused on parties and materialism, but the same sad boy architecture is there. His verse
Right.
has a different flavor of drunken troublemaker that pairs well with Noah's.
Back of a
And
cop
when he
car, I
joins
fell
in
in
on some
love.
of the backing vocals, especially during the bridge, they sound outright incredible.
They do. To yourself.
I don't think it's
And I
any secret
said,
that Posty has an affinity for folk and country.
He does.
He's done the occasional classic country cover in events. He covered Hootie and the Blowfish for the Pokemon album a few years back, complete with Lantern in attendance. So this remix was a good way for him to dip his toes more into that world.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe he'll make a full country album.
No,
someday, and
no,
we'll see how that goes.
no.
I'd certainly be interested.
I mean, like, I'll listen to it, but, like, I'm not, like, I don't know why. I have no
This would be
hope for
number
that.
3 on my list if I had to rank these songs. So
Okay.
what would be my number 1? I already told you, it's
Chemical.
But I'm not quite ready to jump into that one just yet.
Alright.
I still have a few songs left that I don't really have that much to say about them, but I think still deserved to be mentioned
Bet.
anyway. Lose Control by Teddy Swims.
Lose
Nice sounding song for the
control. This is my favorite Spotify ad, bro. Bro, I don't have premium, and I always get this guy screaming in my ear after every song. I'm like, okay, it's a fine song. It's a cool song.
It's probably nothing all that special, but it was a
This guy screaming in my ear every time my song's done. I'm like, okay then.
Greedy by Tate McRae is a fun little raunchy pop song with a lead
Bro.
melody that's really easy to get
Tate
stuck in
McRae,
your head.
man,
And
she-
for reasons I can't explain, it reminds me a lot of Tongue Tied by Group Love.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe I'm the only one that makes sense to.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a really
No, that makes sense. That sounded
Could have done without
pretty
the
similar.
line about being half your age, though. Even if she is legal, that's really creepy.
Ugh.
Don't do that again, please. And My Love, Mine Oh Mine by Mitski. I feel like
Mine
I've
Oh
heard the name
Mine.
Mitski a lot over the years.
I
and
have.
hearing her for
Especially on
myself,
TikTok.
It was just about the best first impression I could ever have. Absolutely love-struck and soothing, yet from an artist who's apparently a bit of a sad girl. Kind of funny that her real breakthrough would come from such a happy song, but when the atmosphere is this great, I think that's hard to fault. But after all those songs, the time has finally come. The moment that this video has been building up to.
Goat Malone.
Or exactly why Chemical by Post Malone was my favorite hit of the year.
Okay. This is valid. Very valid, okay? Morning was better. I'm sorry. Morning was just... Oh my god. Morning is literally so fucking goated. I'm not kidding. Go listen to Morning by Post Malone. I'm not kidding. Like, oh, Chemical is amazing too. Don't get me wrong, Chemical is amazing, but I don't know. Morning's better.
Post Malone won me over a long time ago at this point, even after some early resistance. His existence
Watch out, yeah.
couple of years on the scene, but then he just kept making songs I really liked. Even past his commercial peak around 2019, he feels like he's done it all by now. Moody trap songs, hard rock anthems, fun pop songs, acoustic ballads, dark wankstfests, and yet even in 2023, he just went and dropped what might be his best song ever.
Actually, I think we all know what his best song ever is. I mean, I'm not gonna say it, but we all know. We all know.
Blinding Lights, or As It Was. In fact, I think I've even seen it called Blinding Lights at Home. Driving, poppy rhythm.
Bro, the song's way better than Blinding Lights, bro. Bro,
but the lyrics.
Blinding Lights is literally one of the most overrated songs of all time, bro. That song is literally not even that good. Like, oh my, I've said this before, I would literally rather listen to Heartless by The Weeknd. Heartless by The Weeknd is better than Blinding Lights. There, I said it.
Lyrics are kind of
so overrated, bro. Oh my goodness. Ugh, it's so annoying.
That's also kind of why it's great. Posty has never sounded more excited to me. Chasing the highs in his relationship and also drugs, let's be honest, it's Post Malone, and it gets me to that same high in its sound alone. Bright synths, guitars, and pianos that make you feel like you're speeding down the highway screaming out Seven Nation Army fighting at the bar with you. And I guess that's the second Jack White connection I get to make in this video. Funny how that happens.
I'm too young to understand, I'm sorry.
Really, that's the best way this song can be described. It's a joyride. Getting high with the one you love, getting into fights, having really wild sex. I enjoyed the debauchery other hits from this year painted that behavior in, but this is the song from this year that...
I'm so fat, bro.
Fun for
this is just so sad. I gotta go to the gym.
A picture where he's become chemically dependent on that thrill, and inevitably to his own detriment. And even though you know it's probably a bad idea to keep going through with that song and dance, you just can't bring yourself to quit it. And Posty really leans into this. On top of his exhilarated shouting on the chorus, his backing vocals in the bridge are downright ethereal, like a response to the stimulation he gets from fulfilling.
Finally, wait, I'm actually relieved. Like, finally, we have some chemical representation. Wait. I don't think I've had a video talk about Chemical by Post Malone on this channel. Wait, I just realized this is the first time a video that I'm watching is actually talking about Chemical by Post Malone. I'm pretty sure. That's crazy. Because this song is like, this song needs to be talked about more, man. Can we get a Post Malone comeback? Like, I know, like, he's not gone or anything. He still had a hit this year. Two hits. Maybe 3 if you really want to stretch it. Nah, that's really stretching it. Nah, he didn't have 3 hits. He had 2. But this is what I'm saying, bro. We need Hollywood's Bleeding. We need it. I'm sorry, Posty. I feel like that's the only way he can come back, really.
Wail of his might be one of the most,
unless he gets a fluke country song album hit,
the song that
which I'll be very fucking surprised.
Was the song that reflected my mental state at the time. Bitterness and dejection, burnt out and in need of inspiration. But this year, Chemical resonated with me the most entirely on the merits of being a fantastic song. An exciting experience I kept feeding to myself like an addiction, and one I knew from the moment I heard it for the first time on my break from work, it was something special. My only regret is that it wasn't bigger.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It might have had that chance.
Oh, bro, he needs to be so much bigger right now. It's like, bro, and of course he had to release Austin on the same day as Travis Scott. It's just so sad.
But even still, I think it got the recognition.
It should have been so much bigger. Fuck.
Cicabeot1, see you all in 2024.
I'm already in 2024, buddy. One step ahead. You can. Why are they song? Get this shit out of here. The fuck? You love it on me. Alright. Alright. That's it. Any secrets? Alright, no secrets. Great video. Great number one, honestly. I couldn't agree less. Well, I mean, I could. But, I mean, honestly, Chemical would be like a top. Definitely top 5. No. Yeah, definitely top 5, top 3, maybe. Great list. Still do not get Zach Bryan. I'm sorry. I don't think I will ever get Zach Bryan. Maybe I need to listen to the album. I don't want to listen to the song. Maybe I have to listen to the album. Oh, I don't feel like doing that though. Oof. And I have school tomorrow. Oh. Please, guys, please. Okay, go subscribe to Cicabeot1. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Go subscribe to Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. Go like the video in the original description, please. Please do that. If they have a Patreon, go support them on Patreon. But please, I need to be famous so bad. Someone please make me famous, please. Please. Oh my goodness, please. I don't want to go to school. I hate school so much. Oh, bro. Like, like, just the thought of waking up at 6 a.m. Oh, God. I can't take it. I'd have to do schoolwork. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm done pouting. I'm done whining. See ya. Oh my. I have school tomorrow. Oh my God.